Hey guys, I want to do an update on my dragon fruit slab grafts that I did. So if you guys see my other video, I believe I have one or two videos. I think I have one updated video. Here's another updated video. I had some seedling slab grafts that I did, and I grafted them sideways to mature dragon fruit that I had here, a mature one. I had it branching out, and this is actually a sister of Asunta 5. It's a sister that never it would never give fruit. It would flower, and the flowers would fall off. Actually, it would bud, and the flowers and the buds would never open. They would just turn yellow and fall off, and it happened for 3 years. So I completely hacked it off, and I grafted, instead of just ripping it out, because I had two plants that in here, one over there, one here. I just cut all the branches off, all of them, and then at the very top, I grafted 3 little seedlings, 3 hybrids I have. Well, I'll just say, I don't know if they were hybrids. For sure, the Desert King is a hybrid, because my Desert King here is a self-sterile. It's weird. I still have a fruit here. I never harvested, and it didn't rot. It just kind of stood here. I'll probably harvest it and taste it. It's been here for a while. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. But anyways, you can see the branches. See what they look like. They look like a megalanthus. Yeah, it really has that like Palora and the Colombiana look. This is what they look like. They're much different than other. You can see how they look. Frankie's red kind of looks like this too, but thinner. You could see how they look much different than other dragon fruit types. Just like Ocamponis looks much different too. But yeah, this is what the mother plant looks like. And now I could finally see kind of like what the mature, the seedlings of this, what they're gonna look like. So look at this growth, and you could see it looks nothing like, it looks nothing like the Desert King, like the seedling I have, the mother plant. And it's much thicker. And I don't know the pollen source that pollinated the fruit that the seed came from, because I used a mixture of Natural Mystic, Sugar Dragon, Condor, and Townsend Pink, and Lisa. It's a big mixture I use, so any one of those pollinated this. But it does have really strong Sugar Dragon features. Look at how pink and purple these tips, they're growing crazy. It's beautiful, very beautiful. Look at this. So, but you could see how this is, this is a really thick branch. That's the thickest from these. And you can see, so in the little grafts I did right here, you could see it corked up and it healed really nicely. I'm trying to focus here. It corked up and healed really nicely. And you could see another little pup right there, another little branch coming out right there. Over here, it had this was the stem that just kept growing, and I wanted it to pup, so I cut it here, and it shot out this pup, and now it's shooting out one more there and one more here. So I didn't just want this one to grow, I wanted it to pup, so that's why I cut it here. I figured it would be supported here, and I was hoping it would shoot out a lot more pups here. I'm sure eventually it will. And then yeah, it'll umbrella out into this trellis I have already. For some reason, the life force of this plant, since I did 3 grafts, this one got the most, one of the strongest push from this plant. This other graft, it's on the same exact actually no, that's a separate Okay, so this is a separate one right here. Okay, so these two are on the same graft, are on the same plant, grafted onto this one right here. And I have another seedling, a Frankie's Red, a seed that I grew from a Frankie's Red fruit over here, which I did cross. It's a hybrid. I crossed it, but I think I'll talk about that one right now. Anyways, so the second graft on the same rootstock, which is this exact same as this seedling, I did a little slab graft, and it wasn't growing that well. So this one was growing first, and it was growing up. And what I did was I chopped it, and I gave it to a friend. He wanted a piece so he could graft it. And then this one shot out, and I'm gonna leave it right here. I think this is a good spot. It's supported here, and it could grow both ways. Well, I think it'll be good here with the weight. I'm sure the connection will cork up just like here, kind of corked. Corked is when it dries up and it looks like wood. It gets really hard, and it gets really hard, and it gets strong, and it's really hard for it to break. Like this is called corking too, kind of. See, it kind of hardens up. So this is an update. This is not the biggest growth, not like this one. This one has a really beautiful growth, but at least it grew here, and I could see what the stems are going to look like. Yeah, they're beautiful, and I'm excited to see the flower and the fruit. It really looks a lot like sugar dragon, so I'm thinking it's probably a sugar dragon that pollinated this guy right here. This is a Desert King seedling that I grew from seed from a Desert King fruit that I bought that was imported from Israel many years ago, and the fruit's good. It gets a little bigger than this, but this is all dried up kind of. I believe it should still be edible. It's been here for a few months. I need to cut that fruit. I've been lagging on it. Anyways, now on the other seedling that I grafted onto this trellis. So there are two plants here. There's three, but two that I grafted onto. There was this one, and then there's that one right there. And I'm keeping an eye. I've been keeping an eye as much as I can. If I see any stems come out of the rootstock, I cut it off. And I've been lagging on removing all the aerials, but I'm gonna have to come back with a little razor blade and remove. I want to remove all of them. I really don't want to in the future just keep once these grow an umbrella out. It's gonna be hard for me to keep an eye on these on all the aerials in here to see if they shoot out pups. So I'm gonna go in and really I gotta be meticulous on this, and I gotta remove all the aerials like that. Any aerials in here, I gotta remove them all, because they all have the potential. See, there's a little area right there, the little spine. They all have the potential to shoot out pups. So I gotta remove them all. That way I won't get any more stems coming out from the original rootstock, which is trash. And all the energy goes into growing the grafts. So the other graft, which is on this other stem, the other plant that's over here, was a Frankie's Red. I pollinated it with, I believe, Natural Mystic or Condor or American Beauty. I gotta check my notes. And then I bagged the flower as soon as it opened. The problem with that is that Frankie's Red is self-fertile. So maybe the flower could have been pollinated by its own pollen, which in case it's gonna grow, I'm not gonna say exactly like Frankie's Red, but very, very, very similar. So I'm disappointed because it doesn't really look like a hybrid. It looks like Frankie's Red. Yeah, and it shot out these stems are big. Look at this. There's only one graft on this other plant, and and they're growing pretty damn big. Look at this. And Frankie's Red, the Frankie's Red, a characteristic is that it sunburns and it corks. And look at this crazy corking on this. It's like wood. Look at this. It's crazy. So it's really corked. And you can see the corking on this too, which is a Frankie's Red feature. See how the edges corked? They're like wood. They dry up and they look like this. And it's perfectly healthy, but the corking part won't photosynthesize, but the green parts will. And it grows thin like this. It doesn't grow as thick. You can see my finger, look at this. It doesn't grow as thick as like Desert King. You can see this is thicker, but it's thin. But it's very similar. It has they both have Megalanthus genetics. But yeah, I'm disappointed that it doesn't look like a hybrid. It really looks a lot like Frankie's Red. So I'm thinking this might just be a seedling from a fruit of Frankie's Red, which was pollinated by its own pollen, which is fine. I'm hoping it'll have some kind of variation, a little bit, maybe better resistant to the moisture and the sun. We'll see. Let me just show you. Look at this. You can see all the corking on the sides, and you can see the thickness of it. I can use my finger as reference. It's my hand as reference. And let me show you. Let me take you to a Frankie's Red so you can see. I have one way over here. Let me go walk over here and show you. And for that other one, you can see here's Sugar Dragon. You can see how it looks a lot like Sugar Dragon, which has lots of buds right now. It has a lot of buds right now. A lot of buds forming. It has a really high yield. But anyways, let me take you to that Frankie's Red so you can see it. Here's the Ocamponus. So here's the Frankie's Red right here, and you can see how it looks a lot like that other Frankie's Red. The other one just has new growth, so it looks the stems or branches look a little more tender. But here's Frankie's Red, and like I said, it rusts easily because it's really sensitive to moisture and too much sun. And here's the corking I tell you about. When it gets a lot of sun, it kind of burns the skin and it corks, it heals. It corks like this. That's a feature of you can see all the corking right here. Even when it gets rust, it'll dry out. If it doesn't spread, if the moisture goes away, I keep the moisture under control. It'll dry up and it'll heal, like it'll cork like this. See, this is dried up. It'll cork. And I'm using the term cork because that's what's used in with cacti, which this is a cactus. It's just like a subtropical cactus. And yeah, you can see all the corking right here. And like I said, when the sun burns too, it corks like this. Look at this. It's like wood. And that's a feature it has. This is kind of weird right here. So the stem broke, and it looks like this. And it had fruit, so I left it. But I might just break. It's healed, and the cambium is intact, so it's still gonna keep this alive. So I might just leave it. Anyways. So here's more of the corking from on top. You can see it's hardened, and it's perfectly healthy here too. Look at this, is really sunburnt, but it's corked. It's perfectly healthy. The only problem is that it won't photosynthesize because it's not green. It's not green, and it's not absorbing the sun like that. It's just burnt. So it's just like wood, just like on trees. The wood's not really photosynthesizing. They photosynthesize with the leaves, the green part of the plant. Anyways, guys, that was my update. I might not do another update on this until I get fruit, which I'm not anticipating this year, maybe next year, but maybe this year, we'll see. If I do get fruit this year, I will do an updated video on the flower and the fruit. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Cheers.